Everyone. Today I'll be teaching you guys about XLOOKUP, which is quite similar to VLOOKUP, but let's go ahead and talk about the key difference and scenario where XLOOKUP is more useful. XLOOKUP is basically a more advanced version of VLOOKUP. The first and most important difference is that, as the name suggests, VLOOKUP is used to fetch values vertically only, whereas XLOOKUP can search both vertically and horizontally. In VLOOKUP, you are supposed to enter column index number, that is the number of the column that contains the value you want to fetch from your parent table. But in XLOOKUP, you can directly reference the entire column that contains the value you are looking for. XLOOKUP can only search from left to right, meaning the common column must always be first one in your parent table. On the other hand, XLOOKUP doesn't require the data to be in a specific order. It works even if your data is in structure or sequence in a particular way. Another major difference is that VLOOKUP returns an error if your desired value isn't found in the parent table, whereas XLOOKUP has a built-in function called not found function. So you don't need to wrap it up in a if error formula. These are the major differences between the two Excel functions. Now let's go ahead and look at the syntax. You are seeing two tables on your screen right now. XLOOKUP's formula. The XLOOKUP formula consists of six sections. The first section is similar to what we do in other lookups, is basically the index value, which is supposed to be common in both the tables. And then we'll add the column from which we want the XLOOKUP to search the index value, which is basically the product ID. Product ID is basically the common value between the two tables. And now in the second section, we'll basically give the formula the column from which we want it to search the particular value, the index value basically. And then what unique in this lookup is basically then we'll add and fix the column of the values we want to fetch. So basically, if we want to fetch prices here, what we'll do is we'll add the column of the prices reference, and then we'll basically fix it, so that the formula will know that from which column it is supposed to fetch the value. And the next section is basically not found section. As I have mentioned earlier as well, this particular formula has a built-in if error formula. You don't have to add a separate if error formula if, for example, the value that you are searching in the parent table does not found. Then what it'll do is basically it'll return a desired value which you have entered. Now in my case, I have entered here not found. So if let's say, for example, this particular product ID is not in the product IDs of the parent table, it'll automatically add not found here. So I don't have to go and apply an if error formula on top of XLOOKUP. So this is a plus for this particular lookup as well. And the next will be that we have discussed earlier as well, is basically you tells the formula if you want formula to fetch the exact match, or you want it to fetch the approximate match. For exact match, what you will do, you will add here zero here, or you can type in complete false statement here. It'll do the same. It'll fetch the exact match in this case, or else if you want to fetch the approximate match, what you will do is you'll add one here, which is basically true as well. So it'll return the approximate match. The next section is very interesting. So for the next section, as we have already discussed as well, you will tell the formula if the column that you from which you want to fetch the value is placed from left to right or right to left. Basically, the formula the column from which you want to fetch the value is placed after the index column or before the index column. So if now in my table, I basically have the product ID, which is the common column before the prices. So I'll add one here. If in some cases I have the product ID in the O or P column, what I'll do is and I want to fetch the value of prices from the L column. So what I'll do is basically I'll add -1. So this is very interesting, and this is very a positive thing of this particular formula, is that you don't have to structurally change your parent table. Basically, in the previous lookups, what you are supposed to do is you are supposed to change the structural changes in the parent table for it to have the common column before the column that you want to fetch the values from. That's it from my side. I hope you really like the video. If you do, please do subscribe. Thank you so much.